Developing story. It's a bill that would allow Colorado's terminally ill patients to decide when they die. We're talking about the Death with Dignity measure. Our state lawmakers introducing this bill today.
Well, I think, certainly as physicians, we want to help and assist our patients in their suffering, alleviate, but not really be the assistant or prescribe the suicide. I don't really think there's any dignity in suicide.
It's a monstrously selfish act. It says, my own will and my desire and my comfort are the only thing that's important to me. The effect on the people that love me, or even the impact on the whole of society, whether measurable or not, is of no consequence to me. It devalues our sense of human community. We need to recognize that basic truth that each person's death diminishes the rest of it.
Initiative 1000, called the Death with Dignity Act, is on Washington State's ballot this November. The initiative would classify a lethal drug overdose as a medical treatment option. Vote no and defeat the Death with Dignity Act.
Brittany Maynard, a 29-year-old with terminal brain cancer, planned to end her life on Saturday under Oregon's Death with Dignity law, after being told that she had only months to live. This issue on assisted suicide was a huge public policy issue for a long time, and then it sort of went away for a while, but now it's making its way back, and Oregon is one of the states. They actually, in fact, moved to Oregon in order to be able to do this legally under the law.
Well, I have two people that I knew, both of whom had inoperable liver disease from drinking. One decided to take their life and said so, and in fact she did. The other one got near the end, decided not to do it, and kept going and suffered a terrible death. But, I think when a situation like this, I think people have every right in the world to decide whether they want to go to their maker or not.
Okay. Eric, any thoughts?
Very quickly,
about a minute.
as Kimberly, I lost a mother, a father, and a sister to cancer. I watched that struggle, and if anyone had ever said along the road that they wanted to have an assisted suicide, I would have been on board. These people did, as you point out, move from California to Oregon, where it's legal, and I like the fact that the states, when they make their decision, by the way, anyone can't just commit suicide. There has to be certain things that fall into place. So I'm for her having the right to do this if she wants.
Spirit of my silence, I can hear you, but I'm afraid to be near you, and I don't know where.
The reason to consider life and what's of value is to make sure you're not missing out. Seize the day. What's important to you? What do you care about? What matters? Pursue that. Forget the rest. The thoughts that go through your mind when you find out you have so little time is everything that you need to say to everyone that you love. So after getting married is when I first started experiencing the headaches, and they were quite severe. Right when I was diagnosed, my husband and I were actively trying for a family, which is heartbreaking for us both. And then I was diagnosed this past New Year's. We went away to the wine country for kind of a New Year's Eve celebration, and by Jan 1, the following day, I was diagnosed with cancer and told I was terminally ill. I was told I had a grade 2 astrocytoma, and was told anywhere from 3, maybe 5, up to 10 years to live. I have to tell you, when you're 29 years old, being told you have that kind of timeline still feels like you're being told you're gonna die tomorrow. 70 days post-op, I went in for another MRI and was told I had had a grade change. They were looking and saying it looks like grade 4, which is the worst and most aggressive form of brain cancer. It's called a glioblastoma. So that was a major shock to my system and the system of my family, because it went from having potentially years of time to being told I had like 6 months. My parents spent a couple months, they just wanted to search for a miracle.
In the beginning, I hoped for everything. First I hoped that they had just the wrong x-rays, the wrong set of scans. It was all just a big clerical mishap. Your brain will do really strange things to you when you don't want to believe something. You will come up with fairy tales.
I plan to be surrounded by my immediate family, which is my husband and my mother and my stepfather and my best friend, who's also a physician. And probably not much more people. And I will die upstairs in my bedroom that I share with my husband, with my mother and my husband by my side, and pass peacefully with some music that I like in the background. I can't even tell you the amount of relief that it provides me to know that I don't have to die the way that it's been described to me that my brain tumor would take me. I hope to enjoy however many days I have left on this beautiful earth and spend as much of it outside as I can, surrounded by those I love. I hope to pass in peace.
Brittany also asked a group called Compassion and Choices to help share her story.
She wanted to become an advocate so that other people would not have to leave their home state. Every video that Brittany posted had an enormous impact on the public. She was able to connect with people in a very personal way.
The executive director of the Death with Dignity National Center expects momentum from Maynard's story to spur legislators on both coasts to introduce bills.
Spirit of my silence, I can hear you, but I'm afraid to be near you, and I don't know where to begin, and I don't know where to begin. Somewhere in the desert, there's a forest, and an acre before us, but I don't know where to begin, but I don't know where to begin. Again, I lost my strength completely. Oh, be near me, tired old mare with the wind in your hair. Amethyst and flowers on the table. Is it real or a fable? Well, I suppose a friend is a friend, and we all know how this will end. Chimney swift that finds me, be my keeper. Silhouette of a cedar. What is that song you sing for the dead? What is that song you sing for the dead? I see the signal searchlight strike me in the window of my room. Well, I got nothing to prove. Well, I got nothing to prove. Forgive you, mother, I can hear you, and I long to be near you, but every road leads to an end. Yes, every road leads to an end. Your apparition passes through me in the willows and 5 red hens. You'll never see us again. You'll never see us again.